New episode, Lunatic Lucas, take one, action. I love this part. The fastest growing social media app, the leading place for short form videos, and also the place where this happens.
Damn, you're hot.
That's right, TikTok. TikTok just might be the future of your dropshipping business. Now you might be asking what a bunch of teenagers and a guy riding on a longboard got to do with e-commerce. Well, just last month, TikTok announced their partnership with Shopify. To put things into perspective, let's now look at the place where most people are running their ads, which is Facebook. This might be no breaking news, but the number one revenue stream for Facebook is ad sales. They're selling ads to people like me, people like you, big corporations, small corporations, everyone. They're the biggest dealer of ads on the block as a social media app. And Facebook, along with Instagram, attract an incredible 3.6 billion people, 3.6 billion active users every month to their platforms. The biggest runner-up, aside from TikTok, is actually Reddit with about 430 million monthly active users. Snapchat, 400 million monthly users. Like Facebook and Instagram, it's a totally different ballgame. They have 3.6 billion with a B. That's a whole lot of users, it's a whole lot of accounts. So how many people are actually using TikTok every month? You might be wondering, rightfully so. 800 million. That's right, double the monthly active users compared to Snapchat. I'll let that sink in. So the big question is, are TikTok ads the next big thing in dropshipping or the next big thing in e-commerce? Well, let's look at some of the facts. The main difference comes down to the audience of your store and also what products you're selling. In general, TikTok has slightly younger audience, with about 50% of their users being under the age of 34. In fact, about 41% of their users are in between the ages of 16 and 24. So if you're selling pain relief products or are in the health niche, TikTok ads might not really be the best option for your business. It doesn't really take a lot to figure that out. But if you're selling, for example, in the beauty niche and your items are kind of low ticket, then TikTok ads might just be the break that you've been looking for. Another main point which kind of connects to the previous thing I said is that there is almost no saturation at this point. All of us can have a first mover advantage on TikTok ads if we get off our asses and actually start running some, is what I'm trying to say. You can learn the tricks, you can learn the tactics, you can create a course and become a millionaire.
New Lamborghini here.
I've gotten my account set up just recently, and compared to Facebook, I'm getting a lot cheaper impressions, much lower CPMs as I would get on Facebook. Essentially, a good CPM on Facebook is about $5. CPM is the cost you pay per 1,000 impressions. On TikTok, however, the CPM is currently, at least for the ads that I've tested, below $2, which is absolutely mind-blowing because it's less than half the price than what I would spend on Facebook. This means that if you have the right product fit for your audience, chances are you're gonna have a lot higher return on ad spend just because there is no competition, no saturation, and the cost per 1,000 views is so much lower on TikTok. Now it really comes down to two things to consider if you're thinking about Facebook or TikTok. Number one, who is your audience? Is your audience on TikTok? That's all you need to ask yourselves, and it's pretty self-explanatory. And number two, what is your product? As I've mentioned before, healthcare products like posture correctors are not probably a good market fit for TikTok audience. But all it takes is a little bit of common sense. There are also big differences when it comes to targeting. Essentially, Facebook is a lot more sophisticated. There's a lot of strategies, a lot of targeting options, a lot of audiences, a lot of lookalikes, a lot of things you can tweak and turn around. You can target about any country in the world, any language. You can run CBOs, and overall, Facebook provides a lot more utility. TikTok, on the other hand, doesn't really provide you this detailed targeting options that you have on Facebook. On TikTok, you want to go more for products with general appeal, and you don't really want to have something that's very niche specific because you cannot choose that audience inside of the TikTok Ads Manager, and you cannot narrow down the audience as much as you can on Facebook. The thing that's very similar to Facebook or the way you advertise on Facebook is the ad formats. Essentially, you can choose from a picture or a video, and it's on TikTok, so it's a mobile app, so everything is vertical. Know what I'm saying? And now let's talk about the upsides. First of all, I need to mention the user interface. It's very user-friendly. The backend looks the same as Facebook Ads Manager, or not the same, but very similar. The way you structure campaigns, the way you structure ad sets, the way you structure ads. The whole flow is similar to Facebook, so if you've used that before, you're gonna have a really easy time getting used to TikTok Ads Manager. Second thing is the saturation, or rather lack thereof. That's a huge upside. And generally what people say is, if you see a saturated product on Facebook that fits the TikTok audience, you have very good chance that it's gonna be successful because there's no competition. And perhaps the biggest advantage of TikTok is its cost. It really costs about half the price for the same amount of CPMs, for the same amount of impressions that you would pay to Facebook. So just take advantage of that and test it out if TikTok actually fits with your store, with your product, with your audience. But it's not all walk in the park. What are the downsides of TikTok? And obviously, everything has its downsides. One of the biggest downsides is it's fairly new platforms and it's still probably in heavy development. So the main issue is consistency. The results that you see around are all over the place. Your ads may perform super good on one day, perform terribly on day 2, perform okay on day 3, and so on. With Facebook, you pretty much can estimate how much you're gonna sell tomorrow, or even if you're in a decline, you still know it's not gonna be a 70% drop overnight. With TikTok, however, that can happen. Another downside that I've kind of mentioned before is targeting. You cannot really narrow down or niche down your audience. You cannot really play around with the targeting as much as you could, or as much as you can on Facebook. And this is a big disadvantage if you have a niche specific product. The interests that you can choose in TikTok are very broad, and oftentimes you simply won't find the right match for your audience. But again, it's not saturated and it's cheap, so maybe give it a try anyway. You might be surprised. Number 3, which may not be as much of an issue if you have perhaps a private label, or if you've been selling for a while and you have good suppliers and so on, is kind of lack of moderation capabilities. On Facebook, when you have your Facebook page, you can control what's happening on your ads. You can ban people, you can delete comments, you can prevent certain words from even being commented under your post. You have a lot more capabilities when it comes to moderation. On TikTok, you do not have these options. You cannot delete comments, you cannot play around with it, you cannot moderate what's happening in real time. Which, if you're selling something that may be of lower quality, which you most likely will be because you're targeting to younger audience that doesn't have that much spending power, oftentimes this might kind of play against you in terms of having people really down talking whatever you're selling. But overall, like I said, it's a brand new platform. You can have the first mover advantage. I don't have a store that fits really TikTok audience just yet. I mean, I was just testing it because I got my account open and I was so excited to test it out. I do have access to certain stores that run on TikTok and I'm really impressed. I think I will create a store specifically for TikTok and maybe even make it a series for this channel. If you're interested, do let me know, please, down in the comments. But that's the whole rundown. It's cheaper, there's much less saturation, it's still developing. There's not a lot of info out there about TikTok ads. It's kind of blue ocean still. You can still get really good results. You can still test a lot. I do recommend that you do that. I do recommend that you try it out because that's how e-commerce evolves.
The more you learn, the more you earn.
But yeah, if you find this video helpful, if perhaps you want to go and give TikTok ads a try, and you do, please let me know how that went for you. If you have any questions about this channel, questions about TikTok ads you want, I do a series on TikTok ads, please let me know down in the comments. For people who watch this channel with every single upload, I want to give you a quick update on the Amazon account I started at about the same time as I started this channel. So that is currently sitting at 27 to 30K per month at 25% net profit margin, which is good. I essentially kind of predicted the level to which I'm going to scale. And I'm actually think I'm going to pull back for December because obviously there's going to be a lot of returns, and I'm selling. My products right now are very kind of gifty. Like a lot of them are probably being sent as gifts. I even have people that submit their orders as a first name from dad or from mom, last name. So obviously, there's the holiday season in full swing. I don't want to handle a lot of returns because I'm not living in the US. I'll have to channel everything through virtual addresses or my friends who live in the US. I'll see you next time.